If you've actually watched the JoJo anime, then this is absolutely the one scene that will make you burst into tears. Using his final Emerald Splash, Kakyoin passed on the hope of victory to the Stardust Crusaders. Just a moment ago, in order to uncover the secret of Dio's stand, Kakyoin completely concealed his own presence and laid down an inescapable trap right above the town. As long as Dio stepped into his trap, countless emeralds would shoot out at him, even though Dio had already realized he was ambushed at this point. Under such a concentrated barrage of attacks, he could only passively choose to defend himself, because he had no idea where the opponent was currently hiding. Along with a final strike of the emeralds, Dio's body didn't actually sustain any damage, but he quickly realized something was wrong. But it was already too late. At this moment, the entire 20-meter radius surrounding Dio had already been completely enveloped by Hierophant Green strands, and these strands acted exactly like a barrier. Just a single touch would trigger an automatic attack, which meant, whether it was Dio or his stand, they were now completely under Kakyoin's control.
食らえディオ半径20メートルエメラルドスプラッシュを間抜けな知るがいいザ・ワールドの真の能力はまさに世界を支配する能力だということを出してみろディオスタンドザ・ワールド
But in a mere split second, Kakyoin was sent flying. Even Grandpa, who was standing right to the side, couldn't even see clearly exactly how the opponent had managed to knock Kakyoin away, and by the time Kakyoin snapped back to reality, his abdomen had already been punched clean through, and his body couldn't move a single inch. However, on the brink of death, he wasn't thinking about his own family, but was instead constantly trying to figure out the ability of Dio stand. His Hierophant barrier had clearly surrounded Dio, meaning he would be alerted to any movement the opponent made ahead of time, but as a result, his barrier was actually severed all at the exact same time, without even a single fraction of a second in between. He found it incredibly hard to imagine that his massive 20-meter barrier could actually be severed simultaneously. If this was really the case, then there was only one possibility for the ability of Dio stand. With no time to think any further, Kakyoin instantly wanted to pass this message on to Grandpa, but right after Hierophant Green was summoned, Kakyoin coughed up a mouthful of blood. But seeing that Dio was about to catch up to Grandpa, Kakyoin had no choice but to push through his physical agony and unleashed his final Emerald Splash. Seeing this scene, Dio actually thought Kakyoin had just missed his shot, but Grandpa, watching from the side, didn't see it that way at all. Kakyoin would absolutely never do something completely meaningless at a time like this. Since he aimed his attack at the clock tower, then he must be trying to use the clock tower to tell Grandpa something. In order not to let Kakyoin's hopes down, Grandpa decisively activated Hermit Purple and began a relentless escape. While on the run, Grandpa repeatedly analyzed Kakyoin's actions. The emeralds were shot at the clock on the tower, destroying the hands of the clock. Very soon, Grandpa arrived at an almost impossible answer. Could it be that the ability of Dio stand is to stop time? If he put it like that, then everything would make perfect sense. After stopping time, Dio severed all the strands of Hierophant Green